Well, folks, welcome back to another episode of Forge and Anyday here. We're once again taking a look at Forge here, the Magic the Gathering rules engine, open source. You can go ahead and run it on an Android phone or a PC, as I often find myself playing it. And folks, I wanted to show off another new deck that I put together. I don't think I've shown it off yet, but we'll take a look at this this Goblins deck here. Let's see if I can remember how to properly show it off. Let's see. There we go. So this deck I put together actually from a generated deck. So when you play against the PC and Forge, it'll generate, or you can select to have it generate a random deck, and I played against this one and I liked it so much that I built it. And I actually have this in paper now. Essentially you're playing goblins. So you can see a lot of these are pretty low costed, usually 2 mana. So let's go through them. I guess we'll go through Conspicuous Snoop. The Goblin Rogue, 2 red for a 2/2. It says, play with the top card of your library revealed whenever you cast a Goblin spell, or you may cast a Goblin spell from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a Goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. Now, I'll go over more about that in a minute, and you'll see why that is a really amazing ability in this deck. So you have that. You have Goblin Cratermaker. This is in here, and it's 1 in a red. And it's a for a 2/2 that has 1 sacrifice, and you can choose to either have it deal 2 damage to any target, or destroy target colorless non-land permanent. As you can see, it's 2 of them in this deck. I think this one probably would be the one to swap out the most. I usually just drop it and forget it. Goblin War Marshal. It has, it's a 1 in a red for a 1/1. And it has, when Mogg War Marshal enters the battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. And it has Echo 1 red. So you pay your 1 in a red, put it into the play, and then on your next turn, you have to decide whether you want to pay that 1 in a red to keep it around, or to sacrifice it. And if you sacrifice it, you get the other, another 1/1 red goblin. So I feel like I usually do pay for it, because if it needs to, if the opponent's swinging at me with something, I can kind of chump block with the Mogg War Marshal and get back the goblin, so I don't feel too bad about it. Let's see, we run 4 of those, and then we run a munitions. We run 4 Munitions Experts. That's 1 black and 1 red for flash. When Munitions Expert enters the battlefield, you may have it deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of goblins you control. So it essentially is a lightning bolt for a black and red, or more than a lightning bolt. It can take down some pretty big things. As you'll see, we want to go wide with the goblins. Boggart Harbinger is 2 and a black for a 2/1. And it has, when Boggart Harbinger comes into play, you may search your library for a goblin card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top. And then Goblin Matron is basically the same thing, but in red. Well, I guess it's a 1/1 for 2 and a red, and it puts that goblin card that you find into your hand rather than on top of your library. And you'll see the benefit of Boggart Harbinger is that you can kind of put a goblin card on top of your library that you want there, and then use its activated abilities with Conspicuous Snoop, because then it'll be the top card of the library. Now, what are you going to want to get on the top of your library? What has an activated ability that you probably want? It's going to be Krenko, Mob Boss. 2 and 2 red for a 3/3, and he has tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. So you can see he has that exponential ability that every turn you can double the number of goblins you have, essentially. So that's Krenko Mob Boss, and then I'll also go over Kiki-Jiki, the Mirror Breaker, and he's 2 and 3 red. He has haste. He's a 2/2, and he has tap, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to put out a Kiki-Jiki and then copy it with its own ability and keep copying it. Unfortunately, you can't do that, and all those would be tapped. But you could, if you have a Krenko in play, you'd be able to get a 1/1 red goblin for each one of those Kiki-Jikis. You can't do that with Kiki-Jiki though, because it's only non-legendary creatures. Well, folks, there's a tricky thing you can do here. Say you have your Conspicuous Snoop out, maybe 1 or 2. You get Kiki-Jiki on the top of your library. You have Krenko on the battlefield, or already out of its summoning sickness. Kiki-Jiki on top. Conspicuous Snoop now has this ability, the ability to copy something that's non-legendary, and Conspicuous Snoop is non-legendary itself. So you can, as much as you want, create tapped copies of Conspicuous Snoop, then tap your Krenko and make that many 1/1 goblin tokens. So I stumbled upon this because the computer that I was playing against had Kiki-Jiki on the top, had a Conspicuous Snoop out, and just copied Conspicuous Snoop indefinitely. And I had to actually close the program. Luckily, I had saved the deck before it crashed. But yeah, no, it's it just didn't know any better. So it was just like, well, I'll create another Conspicuous Snoop. All right, and it just kept doing it over and over again. But the fixed way of doing that is you need your Conspicuous Snoop out on the battlefield, a Krenko out on the battlefield, both without summoning sickness, and a Kiki-Jiki on top of your library, and you can start copying those Conspicuous Snoops. But I'll also say you don't need to do that. If you have Krenko out, and basically any of these other goblins out, you can tap them and double your number of goblins. And maybe your opponent can survive it for a turn or two, unless they have a board wipe or something that takes out Krenko. But you do that once and it's not able to respond to it properly. You do it twice, and then you've basically won the game because you just have such an overwhelming field. We also run a Goblin Trashmaster. It's 2 and 2 red for a 3/3 that gives other goblins you control +1/+1. Oh, and then you can sacrifice a goblin to destroy a target artifact. I don't think I ever did that. That might be useful though. So I think, I think probably in a revised version of this, maybe I would get a couple more of these guys and less of these Cratermakers. So we have that. And then what else do we run in here? We run some Tarfires, and because these are goblin, I should say it's 1 red for an instant that does 2 damage to a creature or player. So kind of a worse lightning bolt. But because the goblin, you can play it off the top of your library if you have out the Conspicuous Snoop. I also put in this Brainstone. So one of the parts of this that I was trying to do was to put a scroll rack in this deck so that you can manipulate. You can take things from your hand and put it on the top of your library and then use the Conspicuous Snoop. This deck is actually modern legal in its current form. And I saw that Scroll Rack wasn't legal, and I looked for any other card that I could find that would fit into this deck that had a similar effect in Modern, and the only one I could find is the Brainstone, which is a 1 mana artifact that says 2, tap, sacrifice it, draw 3 cards, then put 2 from your hand on the top of your library in any order. So it's a single-use scroll rack, essentially. You would use this if you wanted to, have your infinite combo and you get your Kiki-Jiki in your hand. You can use Brainstone to get it back on the top of your deck. I'll also say Pyre of Heroes. This was in here, and it's 2 free. For an artifact, it says 2 and sacrifice. 2 tap, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with that sacrifice creature and has converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. And I feel like it's that sorcery ability that really makes me never use this. I feel like sometimes if I have the mana laying around, I'll plop it on the battlefield. But, you kind of run a lean mana base, and I would rather be spending the 2 mana to actually put another goblin into play or something. I don't really find much use in these Pyre of Heroes. So that might be another thing to swap out. We got our 2, dual-face lands here. I don't think I've ever used the front of this fella. I might just swap that out for maybe something else. I put in Coat of Arms just because it works really well in this deck. It's 5 for an artifact. It says each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares at least 1 creature type with it. The bad thing about that... Oh, look, it even mentions Goblin in it. The bad thing about it is symmetrical. So if your opponent is running, their own, Slivers deck or something, Coat of Arms will buff all of their stuff as well. So that's the downside to it. And then you can see our mana vase, a lot of basics, but then we run 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, and they enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands, so you want to get them early. Auntie's Hovel, It enters tapped unless you reveal a goblin card from your hand, which is pretty easy in this deck. Okay, so you've seen what the deck is. Now let's jump into it here. Let's fire it up. So this is a decent starting hand. Unfortunately, I got 2 Krenkos. Yeah, I mean, maybe that is... I mean, do I want to reshuffle? Actually, I think this is fine. You want to really have at least 1 Krenko. I'll play that, since I can get the dual land in there. Auntie's Hovel will reveal this guy. Get this guy into the battlefield. Alright. Yeah, we'll just hold back. Scare him. Yeah, he's gonna swing at me. I'll generally, you know, I generally won't sacrifice my my goblins just because I wanna get this. I want to get Krenko out to start duplicating, to start getting 1/1s out. Oh yeah, no, this guy's getting chunky. What does this thing do? Undercrypt creature deals combat damage, put a 1/1 counter creature you control, then proliferate. Destroy target colorless non-land permanent. So I could blow up this sword, but I don't have the mana for it right now. He's gonna start growing his thing. Let's do this. I certainly want to do this. Get some 1/1s. I think I will try to actually destroy this thing. Yeah, let's sacrifice it. What does this thing do? Land card. It has reach. Well, this is an instant, right? Yeah, so we'll see what it ends up doing on the next turn. I'll have to swing in. Oh, wow, it really is? Okay, it's swinging in. So we'll block one of them. Do I want to trade? I think I want to leave at least 1 goblin around. Okay. That's annoying. Wait. Okay. It shrinks when I block it? That's good to know. Let's blow up this thing though. I think it damaged. I probably should have done that a little better. Okay, let's Conspicuous Snoop. What do we have on the top? Another crank. But now we're got the summoning sickness. I can't tap it yet. And that any number of target creature cards automatic cost X or less. Get back the Cratermaker. Or I could do... So let's play that. And then we'll tap this. Make some more of those. Then we'll play the second Krenko. Keep the new Krenko. Okay. I like where we're going with this. It's starting to get kind of a scary field, but as long as we can keep getting more goblins, I think we should be good. making a bunch of stuff. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Because now, Krenko's still on top. Conspicuous Snoop. Krenko. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. All right. And now we get our other Krenko. Let's play our other Krenko. Keep the new Krenko. What's on top? Just the swamp. Okay. We haven't even really started to threaten anything yet. We've just been making a whole ton of, I mean, I could actually just outright kill one of these things, right? You use the battlefield, draw a card, and you put a permanent card. Number of lands you control from your hand onto the... Ooh, that's scary. What is this? Blocks. Becomes blocked by a creature. Destroy that creature. Creature's toughness. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna let's try to kill both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That really digs into our to our amount of goblins we have. We only block it with 1. Right. I wish it would tell me which one's blocking which thing. Right here, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this thing we definitely want to block it with at least 1. Hopefully nothing with trample yet. Okay. We're hanging on here. Ooh, the Trashmaster. Trashmaster's good. These are 2/2s. Ooh, and we get this guy. Do some blocking. More goblins. Even more goblins. Okay, now we're starting to get a bit scary. This is kind of how this deck goes, though. You kind of start small and then bring your opponent down to 7. Yeah, I don't think he can really swing with much anything. Keep it. Yeah, we got plenty of mana now. What's on top? Just one of those. Get this. And then let's do this. And then we'll do Alpha Strike. We'll leave back these fellas. See what he decides to do. Okay. And there we go. Alright. We'll do another game here. Since we got the time. I'll be on the play. That's okay. I'm gonna be a little bit concerned that we only have 2 lands. But we do have this guy that we can play with the 2 lands. So I guess this is the bonus of having these guys in here, is it does. All right, so now we got that. What do I want From Goblin Matron. We have the Trashmaster, we have Krenko. Conspicuous Snoop? I would think we want. Let's grab a Snoop. And really we're just looking for a yeah, there's another land. Let's get this Krenko out. Just kind of hang back. Yeah, he's gonna hit me with a 3/3, but do I want to just blow up his? I could do some real damage to him right now. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So blow up this guy. Blow up this guy. Use this. And then I think we just start swinging in. That is down to 1/1/1. I mean, I'm gonna keep doing it. We're gonna hit him for a lot. I think that, yeah, this is just creatures that I can, yeah, creatures or planeswalkers. Krenko again. Oh, we do have, I should play the Snoop first. What do we find on top? Oh, there's a mountain. Alright, yeah, let's keep swinging in. Oh, what did he block? Oh, I guess he blocked the other Munitions Expert. That's right, because Stonecoil Serpent are you know, amazing card from my Legacy Tron deck. That Stonecoil Serpent has protection from multicolor. I had forgotten about that. I should have kept back my Munitions Expert. That's fine though. Okay. What does he have? Okay. We're dropping the Trashmaster now. And I think we're. Oh yeah, let's. Got a Krenko. What do we have? Oh, not quite enough. It's still worth it to give them all that extra 1/1. So let's Alpha Strike. We'll leave back the Snoop. And yeah, the rest of these, because now even if he blocks his Munitions Expert, it's, I mean, it'll take it down, but it'll also take down his Hallowed Priest. But I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna lose. I didn't do the math there. But you can see so you can see some of these games go really fast, and some of these games with this deck take a little bit longer. But let's try one more game for good measure. That's a 1 land hand. I don't think we can. I wouldn't dare to keep 1 land. Yeah, let's put back a Matron. And we'll keep this. Okay. We do have the Munitions Expert, but I think we're gonna War Marshal. War Marshal first. And then we'll probably pay the Echo cost. Oh, he's milling. Is he mill deck? I mean, I don't like that. Death Toucher. I'm gonna save that. Let's play this. And let's just blow up this guy. We don't need him. We don't need that guy anymore. Start hitting him back. So far, no Snoops. I am a little bit worried that this guy keeps... It's hitting me. Milling cards. Sometimes it's just the way it is. I'm gonna hit the Death Toucher again. This other guy is slowly, very slowly milling me. I don't have any enchantments. Yeah, we'll pay it. Tarfire. Yeah, so let's get rid of this guy now. Can't give him any more. Just hope he didn't mill too much. Oh yeah, none of that's particularly useful. Ah. You exiled this? Oh, you plotted it? Exile this card from you, cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Plot only as a sorcery. Okay. Alright. I think he's in... Oh yeah, this might just be game. How much damage is that? Oh, he's down to 1. You could play that. I don't think it's gonna matter at this point. You know, I guess I'll do my stuff. Get the mob boss. No, not to play it this turn, but I think this game is gonna be over. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry. Alright. So folks, that was the Goblin deck. You know, kind of a shorter one there. Just introducing you to one of the new decks. I'll try to remember to put the deck list in the description, in case you want to play this yourself. And as I mentioned, it's modern legal, and I'm sure there's improvements that you can make, and I probably will at some point make to this deck. And yeah, like I mentioned, the AI in Forge just put this together. I think he called it like Goblin Eggy deck or something. But it really worked well. I don't know how it generates its decks. If it's from some prescribed formula or something, but yeah, no, it's a solid deck. A modern deck, you know. I mean, it's certainly not at the power level of, say, you know, the Legacy Affinity deck or something like that, or just the Affinity deck. But we'll call it there. Thanks for watching another episode of Forge in Anyday. See you on the next one.